And I'm holding the book that really deserves a spot on every marketeer's table. So please be active with your questions. And actually, the book reminds me of academic thesis because it has so many references inside. So it will be a long read. And next up, a man who literally plays with Lego. Yeah, a grown-up man. And he's a senior director and a head of experience at our Lego agency, the in-house creative powerhouse between the world's most beloved bricks. He is already entering the stage, although I haven't even said his name, and we want to play the funky track for Ben Richards! Yes! Woo!
Hi. Okay. Oh, I've got a clicker. Here we go. Thank you. Oh, okay, so many years ago, I was stuck in Nice. And I was in a hire car trying to get to the airport, of which I was late, and I can be a bit late. And there's a deluge, there's a flood, the roads are shut, and I'm driving this car back streets, going up the wrong way, up one-way streets. And at one point, I mounted the sort of pavement to get to Nice Airport. I literally parked right in front of the concourse. It was deserted. I parked right in front of the concourse, half on the pavement, half in a puddle, and I ran inside. Me and my wife ran inside to get to the plane. We had like 20 minutes. I'm holding my keys, and I look at the hire car area, and there's a guy standing there, and he points to his hand. I throw him my keys, he catches them, and then points to the gate where I have to go to. That is why I always use Six Car Rental, and I know they're sponsors. I know generally a true story. But I was young, and I was in the creative industry, and I was wondering, how do you capture that? Like, isn't that the magic? Like, that made me a loyal Six customer. And it's not always great, but I'm always going to use them. So yeah, and I was like, that has just driven my career. How can you manufacture these amazing moments? So, hello, I'm Ben. I'm the Global Head of Experience for the Lego agency, and we have a rule at Lego that every meeting starts with a game. There's too many of us to play a game, but I think there's enough of us to make a Mexican wave, right? So, do you know what I mean by a Mexican wave? Like, you know, we're going to start at the back of the room and come forward. I'll go, and you have to stand up and do that as I go past you. Come on. Come on, listen up, you're at Lego now. This is what we do. So, right from here, are you all standing up? Ready? Stand up. Stand up. There we go. There we go. Come on, like the whoops. Go, go, go. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Okay. Thank you. Like, loosen it up. Right. So, I work for our Lego agency, which is, in old language, an in-house agency. Oh, it's on auto forward. It's an in-house agency. But I like to think of it as an integrated agency. And we're pretty big. There's 420 people, strategic, creative, all really good. We have offices in Boston. I'm out of breath after running. We have offices in Boston, London, Singapore, Shanghai, Copenhagen, and our heart is in Billund, Denmark. Has anyone been to Billund, Denmark? Great, I would recommend. So if you've got kids, or if you're a big kid, go to Billund, Denmark, right? It is the home of Lego. Lego campus is there. The Lego family live there and all of that stuff. Yeah, it's a truly amazing place. But we are a full integrated agency where we lead the work. Now, we work with lots of different businesses, lots of different creative shops. But it's all about how do we collaborate. And the beauty of being integrated is that we're connected to the data team, the .com team, the IP team doing the movies, the gaming teams doing the partnerships with Fortnite, the digital technology teams and all the enterprise stack and all of that craziness. Retail, we're designing what goes in the flagship windows, as well as how, how we train our staff. Media, the Legolands across the world and the Lego learning centers. Operations, how it works. It's like, we're very strong at operations at Lego. The marketing and the channels team, and obviously the product team. They're like our rock stars, the people who design and make the products that everybody loves. And that's what I mean by integrated agency. And I think that's the sort of the shortcut or the cheat code to this conversation is if you're working with creative agencies or if you run a creative agencies, try to let them push to other areas. Because I believe great creative sparks often come from unexpected places. And perhaps to build real fame today, we need to show up in ways that don't feel like ads at all. I've never seen a Six TV commercial, but that was kind of that magical moment was like, how do we make that? So I'm going to give a very, very high level view of how I've sort of looking at manufacturing it. The reason for this is, what is your favorite button on the internet? Anyone got a favorite button on the internet? I'm quite UXy, so I do. But it's probably this. You might not know it, but we all do it. We all hover over it, like that sort of reflex. As soon as and it's a shame because I love TV ads, I love video ads, but people want to spend less time with them. They want to press skip now. They want to pay instead of getting ads. So again, it's more reason for our creative teams and our creative thinkers to think on other platforms in other ways. So, how can we create for a total canvas? And again, this is super high level. I could get real super nerdy and do loads of frameworks and how to do this. But if you look in like sort of simplification of it all, there's two sort of routes. There's BX and there's CX. I think we all know like sort of brand experience and customer experience. The way I think about that is BX is the promise and customer experience is the proof. And I dug around, I was at WPP for a few years, and they have this thing called the brand asset valuator, which is like billions of data points. But when they were looking at how people felt about brands, it was actually 68% was how the brand was experienced, and 32% was how the brand, the awareness of the brand. And it's interesting. I wonder if your marketing budgets reflect those types of balances. They probably don't, right? Or our creative teams, how do we set them up? Do we have like teams writing scripts or teams trying to create experiences? I think that's the white space. But it isn't, it's all about how you identify moments and then have BX and CX teams working together to elevate those moments, right? That's the goal, right? So how do we do that, right? So this is how we meet our fans and our, the kids and the adult fans of Lego. So I've got a couple of examples. Our OG IP partner, Star Wars, is huge for us, and it's this kind of combination of Star Wars fandom and Lego fun that has made it special. And it's been special for 25 years with us. It was collaboration before collaboration was the thing. So what do you do 25 years into a partnership? Well, by talking to our Lego fans, they're really involved, they're really creative. There's a huge thing online with making content, like Lego Star Wars content. So we lent into it. And we lent into it with a simple idea that this video will show.
So to celebrate 25 years of LEGO Star Wars, they're launching a film festival for May 4th.
Anyone can submit in any style.
As long as the film's 25 seconds long. Chewie, watch it!
That's no move.
Simple. Ask the fans to make a 25-second movie for 25 years of Lego. But not just that, we gave them kits. So because we're working with the Disney and Lucasfilm, we gave them downloadable kits so they can get the sounds, they can get the effects, they can get backgrounds, and they got into it. They made one. I think the guy's going to play Well done, Casper. Fan-made. Obviously, hundreds of these were made, and they all kind of supported the fan community in ways that we hadn't done before. And we've got such an ecosystem that we can play with at the Lego company. So, for example, we did events on May the 4th in all of our stores where you just let people be their authentic selves, like dress up like Boba Fett or whatever, and have these events and even open the stores early for particular types of Lego fans. If you're eagle-eyed, one of the things you might have noticed is there's a kind of graphic design rule, never muck with the logo. But we mucked with the logo, right? So that is I could just make sure I get that's an Urabesh, which is the Lego language version of the Lego bag. One of our most iconic things is our retail bag. So we just did, you could only get that if you're a Lego fan in a flagship store on May the 4th. And it's talking the right language, in the right way, in the most authentic way to Lego fans. And of course, they went online and they started selling them and all of that stuff. But it's like, this is exactly what you need to do. You have to lean in and listen and know the lore and get into it. And Lego company does attract, a certain type of person who is into this stuff, right? But this is where, 26 years coming this, 27 years we're working on at the moment. So a huge success for the Lego company. And one of our longest. One of our newest is F1. So it's been really, it's been quite a journey for us. But are there any F1 fans here? It's huge, right? It's a. Anyone go to F1 races? Okay. If you go to F1 races, some parts of it can be a bit boring, right? Whilst you're waiting around, and by talking to people and understanding the fans, we noticed there was one particular area was a bit dull, which was the driver's parade, which normally involves the drivers standing on the back of a truck, like slouching, just kind of, just waving, bit of social. And we thought that was our area to disrupt. So you've probably seen it, but Miami last year, this is what we did.
Lego and F1 didn't build cars at the Miami Grand Prix, they built a blueprint. 10 life-size drivable Lego F1 cars. This wasn't a collab, it was a takeover. Now, collab cousins, is this a new playbook or is it really only for Lego?
There's about 440,000 pieces that put together this car.
440,000. This feels better than the real thing.
That was the most fun driver's parade we've ever had.
What was your favorite race of the day here in Miami? Oh, without a doubt, the Lego race. That was awesome. My God!
Super huge. And it was amazing for us. It was very difficult to do, like building 10 cars in the timeline that would normally only build one, in all fairness. So our teams who build the products did an amazing job. The results were off the chain, right? So for F1, number one, viewed partner content for them, number one on TikTok ever for them, Facebook number one, YouTube number one for us, 12 billion earned reach, 50, new followers coming into Instagram and our feed, huge for us on TikTok. Also, the bit we haven't gotten here is we actually sell an associated F1 product, every 3 seconds. So, and it only existed, this only existed last year. The amazing thing about it was the audience that were in the cars themselves. So this is the rip from Lewis Hamilton's feed.
This is maximum speed. Oh, this is maximum speed. Maximum speed. Oh, yes. Good line.
Get out the way! No yellow flag!
Super fun. So it almost didn't happen. Like at the beginning where, the story starts with a deluge of rain. There was a deluge of rain just before that. And I believe there was a bit of health and safety challenges. They were asked not to race, not to crash. Well, what a race is going to do? They're going to race and they're going to crash. And our CMO was there and she was like, get them on the track. She's a huge F1 fan. So, what's the takeout? Like, CX methods can give you a compass. And there's loads of really interesting books in CX, but they can be fairly prosaic. BX creativity can help you take the leap. And together they can redraw maps of being creative in new places because that's what your audience are expecting in this modern era. And maybe, just maybe, you might get someone becoming loyal to a car rental company. But also, you might get Lewis Hamilton laughing like he's 8 years old again. And that's the magic, right? That's what we have to create. So thank you very much. I'm Ben. Thanks for having me.
Ben Richards, thank you so much. And thank you for the questions, guys. Keep sending them in. Yep.
We've got questions.
And,
okay, here we go.
Can you please show the questions here as well? And let's see who's got the most popular questions so far. In my notes, I see it is Edgar's question. Edgar, where are you? Who asked the question? Hands up. Edgar. Edgar, over there. Okay, can we have a book? You there? Please keep your hand up, Edgar. No, it's back there. Back there. Yeah, thanks. But let's start with actually the question about Formula One. It was asked by Saile. How long did it all take from coming up with the idea until executing?
Multi-layers of ideas, but about 5 months, which is super fast for us.
It is.
Yeah. And there's such a great relationship between the two businesses, like the Lego company.
But what happened in the room in the very first meeting when you discussed the thing?
Like all the best meetings, there's no way it's going to happen.
Okay.
And you just get the right people, the right energy, the right enthusiasm. Hard work beats talent, guys. That's the truth. You have to throw yourself at it.
Yeah.
But we're good at building the big things, but building so many was the challenge.
One more specific question about the very first meeting. How many people you had in the room?
It actually would have... the first meeting, I don't know. I would have thought it would have stemmed from one of our creative pods in the team, and it would have come from Denmark,
Yeah.
The Danish team, yeah.
So how many people are like in one room?
Yeah, less than 7.
Less than 7?
Yeah, totally.
So bear that in mind.
Yeah.
Okay, now to Edgar's question. What's your advice for a local brand marketing manager to get an easy yes pitching a bold idea to you, a global brand experience leader?
So I've always found, personally, that there are great ideas, and lots of people have great ideas. You have to find the right person to attach to. And we used to say, like, find your fox is what we used to say in the agency, where you can see like a twinkle in a partner's eye or something like that, that they want to drive stuff forward. Yeah, because ideas without people to push them forward just don't happen. And so, yes, you know, that's our job, is to make things happen in the world. We did a podcast yesterday, right? And getting work out into the wild is really, really hard. It doesn't matter if you're a huge, like, multinational business like the Lego company, or if you're a small agency. I admire anyone who can get work out, because, you know, there's so many barriers put in the way.
Is it even hard for you guys there as well?
It's hard for everyone. Doesn't matter if you're at Google or Microsoft or, you know, or an agency or in-house. It's difficult, right? Because that's just the nature, and production's difficult, and that sort of stuff. Just getting stuff out in the wild and getting people reacting to it, that's, you know, it's an achievement within itself.
Yeah. How can a product become collectible?
Scarcity is a key way of making something collectible. Interestingly, so we sell products through multiple different, like, avenues, right? We have our own retail, physical, and .com. You have, like, Amazon, Target, Tesco, Carrefour. You know, they all sell Lego products. What I found is the fans who are more into collecting stuff buy stuff early and go to .com, and we support that by having things called GWPs, gift with purchase, where you would get a small, very specific gift associated to some of these big box purchases, and it's the GWP that really becomes collectible, because they're very sort of time window, and they're very specific to a thing. So I think scarcity is probably the guiding rule.
And final question, did you have to pay Formula 1 to clean Lego pieces from the track? And how much did you pay?
I don't think we had to pay that, like, not my department, but I'm fairly sure we
not
didn't.
Not my department.
I'm fairly sure we didn't have to pay them, but I'm also fairly sure they didn't expect it either. So, and we were just, you know, the goal was to try and get a car for every racer, right? So imagine how that would have been. There would have been twice as much, but they were all out there with their brooms in Miami, sweeping it up. Yeah. So yeah, we didn't. I don't think we paid them at all. It's part of what the stewards in the track do. Yeah. Unexpected for them. I think some of them got to collect some free Lego bricks, which I think they appreciated.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, Ben
Thank you.
Richards. Thank you.